What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Friday Evening Trains. It has been a while. Um, I was not here last week, and the week before that, we had the first stream of Fridays in the Valley, which I promise is going up soon. I just kind of let it get away from me. I'm going to commit to putting that up tonight. So, other than that, we should be ready to roll. So we are starting on the original South Wales coastal route tonight with South Wales 101. It's a warm spring morning in 1990. As sectorization takes hold across the British rail network, it's business as usual in the west. Starting at Bristol Temple Meads, take a regional railways class 101 on a fast service to Cardiff Central, calling at Severn Tunnel Junction in Newport en route. The South Wales main line is busy as ever, but you will be mostly clear on your run. This is also the first stream on the new PC. Um, or the first train simulator stream on the new PC. The Fridays in the Valley was on the new PC, and we are. I've been obviously. I've been using the PC for about a month now, and it is been going good. Two um Spirit of 199 was the first scenario that I published, and looking at it, I think you can actually definitely notice an improvement in quality um, in the screenshots. Bristol Signal Box, good morning, driver. Pick up passengers here at Bristol before departing. Departure time is 8:05. So hopefully you can already tell uh, it is better. I think it looks better. I've been really happy with it. And the funny part is I turned everything up to max as a joke the first time um, I booted up Train Simulator just because I didn't figure it was going to work. And actually, it's been looking really good. So this is with let's see, draw distance, shadow quality, texture quality, water quality, all that kind of stuff turned up to the max. So we are driving a Regional Railways liveried class 101. Yeah. Actually, probably should be some network southeast liveried stock here, but this might have been before I had the class 50. Although I had the network southeast class 47 for quite a while. Apparently, he's not stopping. Those Mark IIs also are not nearly grubby enough for 1990. Maybe that's empty stock? I don't know. No? Curtis Central to Taunton. Oh, that's cross country. Oh, we have our signal. And we should be departing here in just a second. Please open. Does not appear so. Good. Next stop is Severn Tunnel Junction at 8:30. Please remember that the Class 101 has a 70 mile per hour maximum limit. Try as best you can to adhere to it. The other thing to note is that this is a geared train, so we will be handling the gears. I'm going to try to remember what all the transition speeds are, but luckily um, the unit will stop accelerating when it hits it, as it just did here. So I think proper procedure is idle the power, let the engine come down, change gear, and then reapply power. So we have a clear AWS, which means the second signal from the left there is ours, and indeed we are crossing over. So we've hit our maximum speed again. Let the engine spin down. And reapply power. And we are crossing back over because this dispatcher is not intelligent. On the right is Barden Hill Depot. On the left is Barden Hill Depot. On the right is, was that Kingsland? Yeah, Kingsland Road Depot. Passing another freight with press flow wagons. I didn't quite let her wind all the way down there, but that's fine. Speed limit is up to 60. And we just passed the connection there at North Somerset Junction, and we are passing through Lawrence Hill Station. The connection to the Great Western Main Line towards Bath, Swindon, and London was the connection there at North Somerset Junction. So I was watching a cab ride video on YouTube, on the GWR YouTube channel, and I did not know this area has been quadrupled. Now passing Stapleton Road Station. I'm not totally sure. I assumed that was probably done around the same time that all of that trackage was electrified. But yeah, this is actually now in the modern day a quadruple tracked main line. Diverging here to the left is the Avonmouth branch, which goes to Avonmouth and ultimately the Severn Beach branch. And we are running up a 1 in 75 gradient, which is going to not do great things to our speed. So. Certainly a lot of traffic out here today. Oh, we can't respond to the guard. Okay. Little late, but that's fine. I'm sure he won't mind. And another one. Oh my gosh. We just passed a Morpeth board warning for an upcoming 60-mile-an-hour speed limit, but since we are struggling even to maintain 50, that shouldn't be a problem for us. We are coming up to the top of the hill, though. We're now turning out onto the connection here at Filton Abbey Wood Station with the South Wales Main Line. If we were to continue straight on, we'd wind up in Bristol Parkway. On the station, on the South Wales Main Line, where we could either continue on towards Swindon or turn north at Westerly Junction and head towards Birmingham. Approaching 60. This is the connection here, diverging off to the left. The connection also over towards Avonmouth and the bulk handling terminal there. Speed limit is also dropping down to 50. And then going back up to 90, although our maximum speed is 70. They're quite slowing down quick enough. Oh, we do have a passenger view. Nice. We're now passing through Patchway Station. So we are on the down main. Down below to our right is the up main. And we are coming up on the Patchway tunnels. And we are also going to start descending into the valley of the Severn, the River Severn. So I'm just going to shut off the power, and we are on a downhill 1 in 81, so I'm just going to let us coast up towards 70, which again is our maximum permitted speed. In this unit. I forgot that we don't have a two-tone horn in this one. grade has steepened to a 1 in 68. And we're getting close to 70, so I'm going to apply just a little bit of braking. Just to hold us. And that is a backwards HST. The first class carriages should be at the London end of the train. But, oh well. I have since gotten better about that. The grade is flattening out a little bit here, which is good. In fact, I need to apply some power now. We're now passing the down Pilning loop, and we are coming up on Pilning Station, after which we will pass the up Pilning loop. Have a container train hanging out in the up loop, and just like an empty steel train hanging out in the down loop. Oop. Drifted a little bit above 70 there. We just got a more put forward warning for a 75 mile an hour speed limit. That does not apply to us since we should be keeping her under 70. And we are now beginning our descent towards the Severn Tunnel. And we will be passing under the River Severn, and when we emerge, we will be in Wales. So, say goodbye to England, because you won't be seeing her again. Oops. Shoot. That's not what I wanted to do. Is it shifty? Yeah, it is. Tried to... I hit Control E, which opened the editor. I wanted Shift E, which reduces the gearing. Wanted to see if that would help us keep our speed under control. We are approaching our maximum again. Although we should be getting pretty close to the bottom of the tunnel. In fact, here we can see the blue lights, which indicate we've reached the bottom of the tunnel. So the grade is temporarily flattening. And this is the second set of lights indicating that the grade is going back up. And so now we're going to be climbing a 1 in 90 all the way up to Severn Tunnel Junction. And unfortunately, I think I slightly mistimed my increase of the throttle there, so we don't have quite the momentum we should have. But we'll be fine. We're running well ahead of schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wales. That wasn't intentional. Short little container train there. Coming in from the left and featuring a departing class 101 is the line through to Caldecott, Gloucester, and ultimately Birmingham. I don't know that there's a 3-car stop. I don't know if there's any stop markers on this route. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll just stop it here. And we're going to have a little bit of a wait. Now, a little bit of an anachronism up here in this general area, right around here, would have been the location of Severn Tunnel Junction Yard, which was a hump yard whose primary, well, not primary, but that handled quite a bit of coal traffic in and out of South Wales. A lot of trains from the different collieries in South Wales would bring their wagons into Severn Tunnel Junction Yard, where they would be amassed into trains bound for the likes of which, Didcot Power Station, Ratcliffe Power Station, probably, maybe not Ratcliffe, but I don't know any other power stations. Yeah, So they would be forwarded on from here. The yard was closed sometime in the late 80s. But obviously, you still have even if the track was torn up at this point, you still have a pretty large scar where it's set, where you don't have in the modern equivalent. But Severn Tunnel Junction Yard was kind of done in by um, the switch to direct service unit or coal trains, where they were in the sense of coal trains that ran right from the mine to the power station, and also it did also handle quite a bit of general freight for South Wales, but with the advent of containerization on the UK network, the need for large-scale hump yards, such as Severn Tunnel Junction, was kind of um, eliminated. Ignore the Arriva Trains Wales branding. There is only first generation Mark 1 DMU. Oh, that signal went red. I'm curious, can you hear the gear shift? You cannot. Nice array of gardens here. Oh, you must have just gotten clearance into the tunnel. Hmm. Apparently, this is the train to the afterlife. Uh, Given that Train Simulator apparently does not feel like loading in the distant tunnel assets. There it's in daylight again. Yeah, anyway. Back to our trade. Seven Tunnel Junction Signal Box. Good. You will be on the fast line the rest of the way to Cardiff. Your next stop is Newport at 8:46. We're now getting on to the down fast, which will have a speed limit alternating between 90 and 95. Although we will be, of course, limited to 70. And that HST is facing the right way. So the current arrangement is we are on the down fast, the down goods, or the down slow is to our left, the up fast is to our immediate right, and the up slow is to the far right. Class 47 lead mixed freight. Line speed is going up to 90, but we are still, of course, limited to 70. Boy, I didn't realize I'd packed quite so much AI into this scenario. Hold it. Not sure what the the ambient lighting is doing, other than being annoying. The up slow is splitting off and is going to cross over right in front of us. And the down slow is also going to diverge. And when they come back, both of the slow lines will be to our left. So the good lines are now on our left, and we are also passing the entrance to the Clanwarin Steelworks. Which is diverging off to the left. Passing a Morpeth board for an upcoming 75-mile-an-hour speed limit. That does not affect us. The lines from Clanwarin are now coming back in on the left. And we got some double tractor action on the up goods. Slow, whatever. Very nice. Do have an upcoming 40-mile-an-hour speed limit. We're not going to worry about that just yet. Man, this dispatcher needs to stop running freights in front of passenger trains. Coming up on the right are East Usk sidings. Usk? I'm not totally sure. But those are the sidings nonetheless. We're now passing a Morpeth board for that speed limit. At 40-mile-an-hour speed limit I mentioned. We're now passing, I believe, it's called Manistee Junction, with the cord connecting to the Welsh Marshes line towards Hereford and Shrewsbury. Couple of Gronks pulling a very long train, I guess, from Alexandra Junction dockside. I guess it wasn't that long. We're now crossing the River Usk as we pull into Newport, and our speed limit is dropping to 30 and then immediately to 20, which I don't think we're going to quite make 20. We actually managed to just make 20. And look what's pulling in on the adjacent platform. Or actually, I guess, pulling out. But again, oriented the right way. I guess, I don't know, it's just a fluke. Speed limit has popped back up to 30, but there's little point in accelerating. As we are coming up on the 3-car stop, we are going to overshoot it quite a bit. Behind the yellow line, sir. I think in real life this is actually a siding the tamper sits on. Well, maybe that one is. Well, they might both be. But I guess having an engineering liveried Class 33 isn't a terrible misrepresentation. The Welsh Marshes line is, of course, available for Train Simulator, done by Bossman Games. It is an excellent route that I just haven't honestly gotten around to making a scenario for yet. I'm not neglecting it, and soon as I get some inspiration, I'm sure I'll be doing one. Back-to-back Gronks. Something that probably never actually happens. That was nice. Hello, sirs. Pretty cool. Newport signal box. Good. Next up is Cardiff, where this train terminates at 9:07. So coming up here, we're going to have another slight inaccuracy. After we pass through the tunnels here, we'll pass the connection to the recently restored Ebwa Vale line. Well, not super recently, but as well as the connection to Machin Quarry. Machin Quarry? But in any case, I don't think. Well, the connection. The first connection we passed might have been there at this point, but I don't think the other one would have been. Certainly, probably not double tracked. I could be wrong on that point, though. My goodness, more HSTs. More backwards HSTs. So here is the previously mentioned connection to the quarry, and in the modern day, the Ebwa Vale branch. Oh my, the signaler has himself a bit of a backup. Just on the right, you should have been able to catch a glimpse of a Gronk shoving a train down towards the actual Alexandria docks. However, we are on the right, passing the Alexandria Junction docks, Alexandria Junction dock something sightings. That local haul train is also backwards. The first class carriages should again be at the London end. But hey ho, the things we learn. Coming up is another freight that shouldn't be run ahead of a passenger, but then again, that passenger probably shouldn't have been on the slow lines. So. We'll say it was a judgment call, and we'll leave it at that. Interesting combo. Warp at forward for an upcoming 75-mile-an-hour speed limit. That doesn't affect us. Indeed, Pork Belly, indeed. Welcome to the stream. On the left, we are passing Cardiff Wentloog Container Terminal, which I don't believe was opened until 1995. So, another little bit of anachronism, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. I am doing well, Pork Belly. Thanks for asking. How are you? Good to hear. Good to hear. Can't be doing too bad. It's Friday and we're playing with trains. Cardiff signal box. You'll be switching to the slow lines outside of Cardiff. There will be a ground signal that you will have to request permission. Press tab before passing. On the left is Pengam reception sidings, as well as the branch to Cardiff docks. was talk of a ground signal. Oh, maybe this was it. Alright, our request has been approved. So you're now safely onto the downslope. And our speed limit is now 40. Double yellows does mean we are clear into Cardiff Station. Morpeth board for an upcoming 15-mile-an-hour speed limit. And we can just see a train slipping off into the distance towards Cardiff Queen Street. We are about to pass under first the branch to Cardiff Bay Station, and then we will pass under the Cardiff Queen Street connection, which leads to the Valley lines to stations like Radder and Treherbert. And didn't quite get down to 15 in time there. We are lined into platform 6 at Cardiff. Do have a short but steep 1 in 80 grade here to get into the platform. HST departing over to the right. Probably should have stopped a little farther up, but... and there is no DRA to set in this unit, so we'll just have to... well, not worry about it. Oh, what is this? A steamy surprise? I totally forgot that was in this scenario. I think it's the... I think it's the Leander that comes with the Settle to Carlisle route. Indeed it is. That's the joy of, honestly, of replaying a lot of these is I get to relive some of the wackier stuff I do. So having a surprise kettle at the end of a scenario, it definitely counts. Good job. Another driver will take over for the return journey. Why not get some tea? Scenario complete. And it's a Rail Express Services Class 47, as opposed to the not branded West Coast Rail one. Excellent, excellent. Oh man, that was fun. All right, so that was South Wales 101, and I will be right back with the next scenario. Moving right along, we are headed once again across the pond to the great state of New Mexico. Well, actually, Colorado. In the Raton Pass route, where we'll be doing the Trinidad Swap. It's a warm day on the high Colorado plains. You are in charge of a Santa Fe local from La Junta making a run to Trinidad to interchange with Burlington Northern. You are currently holding at Hones for an eastbound to clear and will soon be on your way. You have a pair of GP9s for power. Considering the last shunting scenario worked so well, or scenario that featured shunting worked so well, I am fully prepared for this to go perfectly. Ooh, that was fast. ATSF return sub dispatch. Hello, I have an eastbound manifest on approach. Once it clears, you may proceed to Trinidad. Good old semaphores. Unfortunately, the animation on these is lacking. Is the best way to put it, which is unfortunate. Ooh, dang, these look good. That light is doing them favors. Ooh, baby. Take a look at our train here. Some tankers to wrap it up. Cool. So let's see. Oh, it's a Barstow to Denver train. So you can kind of see there what I was talking about with the disappointing signal animation, and that there is no signal animation. which is unfortunate. I think Milepost really kind of missed a cool opportunity there. That's a nice thing about semaphores is that you always know when something's coming, no matter the direction. No. Speed limit is going to be, or is 30 coming out of the siding here at Hones. But the line speed will be going up to 70 as soon as we've cleared it, although we should probably, in real life, our speed would probably on a train like this be limited to 55. So you can see the line speed has now gone up to 70. But I think I'm going to just aim for 55. Which will be a little challenging to hit since we are on a 1% grade. Just realized we're doing two scenarios set in the 90s today, but it is not intentional. Just really like this little bridge. Maybe it's the return journey I'm thinking of that I'm going to limit the speed. Since we're going downhill. Technically, I think at this point these would be GP7Us or GP9Us, which would have been rebuilt with the low nose, but seeing as we don't have any of those, we'll just have to make do. Scenario would also work well with like a B23-7. Still trundling along here. Just past a yellow signal. As we approach Trinidad. Over to the right, you can see a southbound Burlington Northern train, which I don't think is moving. Not sure that it needs to be yet. We're approaching a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit. Now passing into the eastern limits of Trinidad. Just past a couple of sightings here. Have a red over yellow, which means we are cleared into Trinidad Yard. Okay. Hey, what's up, Ned? Good to see you. Been a while. So now crossing the Burlington Northern Denver to Amarillo main line, the former Colorado and Southern. If we are, it's just gonna be you, me, and Brendan. AJ is going home this weekend for a concert, and Cooper is going home this weekend because they're going up to the cottage. So. But I am certainly down. It is great, dude. I mean, you're looking at it. It already looks, I mean, way better. Thank you. I agree. It looks, to use the current terminology, bitchin'. Indeed, Code Monkey. Better late than never. Good to see you. Good to see you. On the right is the Trinidad Amtrak station. Still in use today. In fact, Amtrak Southwest Chief is currently the only train that uses the Raton sub. BNSF stopped using it as a through route not too long after the merger, and stopped using it as a detour route in, I think it was 2003. Man, them people are flying around those curves, or that curve. ATSF Trinidad Yard Control. Hi there, you have 2 additional cuts to pick up on Yard Track 3. I have also been told to inform you that you may request permission, press tab to pass any signals at danger while moving around the yards. Make sure you keep track of where each cut starts as well. So we are already routed to pick up cut 1. Wheel slip. I have not Code Monkey. So, last weekend, I think I mentioned this, a couple weeks ago, but, I went down to Cincinnati last weekend, as kind of my self-birthday present this year. And, while I was down there, I drove down to the town of LaGrange, Kentucky. That might be what happened, but, but yeah, drove down to the town of LaGrange, Kentucky, which is pretty famous for having a mainline street running portion through the downtown. And so I went down there to witness that. And then while I was down there, I wandered into this vintage shop, which had that for sale. So I after hemming and hawing a little bit, I finally just decided I wanted it and picked it up. So it may have indeed fallen off a crossing post, but I didn't make it fall off a crossing post. Okay, so we have coupled cut 1, which starts with that yellow boxcar. It ends with this flat car. Ooh, and we can see over here that Burlington Northern train is on the move, headed south. Whoa. What? How did it derail? It's not. Oh, wait. Oh. How did you manage that? Well, isn't that just typical? Alright, well. Downvote. No. I don't know what the problem with that was. So let me see here. I have an idea. No, R comes before S. Wait. Yeah, pretty much Code Monkey. So I had originally, where is it? Downloaded this to play for myself because for some reason I've had a real interest all of a sudden in German railroading. And I remembered I made this one, so I was gonna check it out to see how terrible it was in my own time. But considering we are kind of SOL, we're gonna do it anyway. So it's just a few days from Christmas, and everyone is traveling. You're in charge of an ice street running from Dusseldorf to Frankfurt. Already off to a great start. You'll take it from Hagen to Siegen, calling at Finnentrop on the way. There's plenty of snow on the ground, but none is falling, so you should be good to go. Yeah, no world does a train, I don't think, running from Dusseldorf to Frankfurt use this line. In fact, I think I saw somewhere that ice service is only recently returning to the Ruhr-Sig in real life. So we're we're just gonna work with it. There's quite a bit of required DLC for this scenario, so there should be at least a lot to look at. And I'm going to apologize to everyone in advance for what I'm about to do to the German language. So, I guess really since the announcement of the Karlsruhe to Strasbourg route, maybe it's just because like I don't know why the idea of cross-border Rustic dispatch. Oh god. Good morning, driver. Pick up passengers here at Hagen. Departure time is 8:16. Nice. Um, I don't know why the idea of cross-border rail traffic is so interesting to me, because it's not like we don't have that here in North America. We do, but I don't know. I think that's an Ice 2 over there departing, and that's an Ice 1 arriving. I think might be another Ice 2. This is also one of the original routes for Train Simulator, so we're probably going to get thrown around quite a bit on some of these curves. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Is there? I guess that makes sense. There's a few remakes of a couple of the original TS routes. But that is interesting to note. Apparently, oh wait, oh wait, no, I don't even know. I was definitely just winging it when I made this. Oh, right, right. I think a lot of this I just kind of made up based on Google Maps. So I pretty much just look at Google Maps in Germany and be like, yeah, it looks like trains go from here to there. Let's do it. Um, I forget what the name for it is, but the Deutschbahn um timetable really doesn't like being translated into English. Um, and the search function, at least what I was able to find, is pretty tortured. You know, it may not be the most accurate, but at least there's going to be, I feel like, some good nuggets of um, scenario building in here. Good. Next up is Finnentrop at 852. So we are limited to 60 kph, departing from Hagen here. Oh, it has just dropped to 40. I really like this junction up here, in large part because in one of the Ice 1 scenarios for this route, you and another train are going through the switches at the same time, but obviously the other train is on separate tracks. But it's still really cool, as opposed to a traditional ladder junction. And this is going to be the Ice 3 that came with Munich to Augsburg. Because just to clarify, because I think there's about 8 different Ice 3s in the game now. Ah, okay. I see you know your German signaling code, Monkey. We have just popped up to 100 kph. I'm not running PZB in part because I don't think the PZB implementation on, well, first of all, I don't even understand how PZB works. Second of all, I don't think the current iteration of PZB was implemented on this version of the Ice 3. And third of all, the PZB is most definitely not implemented at all on this route. So oof, those OG German coaches. Oh, we have reached 100 as we work our way through the complex junction here. So Speed limit is going up to 120 kph, but it will be dropping back down to 100 in about 2.5 kilometers. But we can give ourselves a little bit of speed until then. Oh, something happening above. At 120. Back down to 100 kph. And I believe that is because we will be turning on to the Brusig proper here in a moment. And the end of that train was a DB class 101, which I believe there's about 20 iterations of in the game now. I'm pretty sure for many a moon, and they've kind of gotten away from it now, but for many a moon, every German route that came out, you could guarantee was going to come with a class 101 and a class 294 shunter. That was base. Like, I swear to God. I'm surprised that's not memed more. I mean, maybe it was. I'm just not looking at it. Speed limit is now up to 140 kilometers an hour. Indeed, Kuju's finest. I mean, think about the only thing they would ever change on it was, like, the updated, like, different PCB systems. Of course, to varying degrees of success. What are you waiting for? Well, it's certainly quiet. Speed limit is dropping to 120 kilometers. This route, per hour. This route is kind of funny, to me, because obviously, it was one of the first routes I owned, in the game when I first bought it, and the Ice One was one of the first DLCs I bought, and I can't remember why, off the top of my head now, but before I started creating scenarios, I regarded speed limits as mere suggestions, and often as things to be ignored completely. And so, and there were quite a few scenarios that came with the original Ice Pack. For both the Seaberg Bond route and for this route. And my operating philosophy, and not even with the ice, but also with just any German train, but my operating philosophy was always chuck it in 100% and let her fly. And that worked about as well as you might expect on any route that had any kind of grade and had any kind of curves. So basically everything outside of the original Great Western Mainline route. Indeed it did, Code Monkey. I would routinely make it about 2 minutes outside of Hagen before I would fly around a curve at like twice the speed limit, and just it would create some spectacular crashes. But as far as like completing scenarios went, yeah, that didn't work too well. So. But yeah, once I started creating scenarios, I realized, oh, if I want to give an accurate representation of how long these scenarios are, I should probably play them at the correct speed limit. And so, indeed, I that's what I did. So. At the very least, I'm trying to be better. I am better. I don't speed intentionally quite like that anymore. PZB is locked whilst the train is moving. I didn't realize I tried to unlock it. Hmm. Street doesn't look too bad in the snow, I gotta say. Mostly because it probably covers up the ancient ground textures, but it still looks rather nice. Speed limit is dropping to 100 kph at the exit of this tunnel. So we'll let gravity do most of the work here. But it does seem like we'll have to supplement it a little bit. We're on a little bit of a downhill now. Nothing too crazy. I guess I also kind of like that that's set in the kind of pre-dawn gloom. Makes the train feel extra cozy. I feel pretty confident in saying that I don't think this route is actually this busy in real life, but oh well. Hard to argue with plenty of AI. Ah, there's one of those graceful early TS grade changes we all love so much.
feel like part of the problem early me had was that like 100 kph sounds good. Yeah, for real, Code Monkey. Come on, you always got to be prepared. But in reality, that's only about 60 miles an hour. So imagine you're driving a fast American freight train, and that's about what we're doing here. So, or a slow British freight. Especially since there's also no super elevation on this route, so you really picked a good day. Speed limit is going up to 120 kph here. Ooh, a double. Mm. Speed limit is going up to 140 miles an hour. Speed limit is dropping to 100 kph in about a kilometer and a half. Another PCB is locked while the train is moving error. And we're back down to 100, and we have a little under 13 kilometers to go to Finnentrop. Some of those rolling stock noises are way too loud. If I knew more about the route, I'd be talking more. But I don't really know anything about German railroading, so just taking in the scenery. Speed limit is going up to 120 kph. Now on our final approach to Finnentrop. The speed limit is dropping to 100 kph. Still pretty early, so we got a little bit of time to play with. Just a scooch too far. Indeed he is. I'm just curious, did I set destinations on here? Nope, Remagen, Colton Sud, Bon HBF, Colton Sud, and Oberwinter. Oberwinter. It's just going all kinds of places. Oh, Jesus. Good. The next stop is taken. Arrival time is 9:19. Ooh, I thought we were closer than that, actually. I guess Finnentrop is actually about halfway. Hmm. The speed limit is going up to 120 kilometers an hour as we depart Finnentrop here. And we have a little over 44 kilometers to go to Siegen, where this scenario will end. Little too much. Um, I mean, it's almost 10 years out of date now, but more or less, yes. This actual scenario isn't, because I don't know anything about German railroading, but no problem, no problem. But I believe the actual route is more or less current. There are also better German routes available, but I just happen to have the scenario on hand. Starting to get a little lighter along here now. Speed limit is dropping down to 100 kph. I felt like giving them a 2. Apparently, this signaler has the same problem the one in South Wales 101 did, in that he keeps routing freight or passenger trains right behind freight trains. Except in this case, it's actually true. It's just not you being impatient. Oh, I guess I should make mention to the fact that TS 2022 is out. It comes with routes. I will be picking it up probably in this year's winter sale. That's kind of become my yearly tradition, is picking up the latest version of Train Simulator in the winter sale. Deluxe. So Train Simulator 2022 Deluxe comes with Frankfurt Koblenz, Birmingham Cross City, the NEC, Washington D.C. to Baltimore route, and the new Bahnstrecke Karlsruhe to Offenburg and Strasbourg route. And I will also admit that I was wrong. I fully expected this year's deluxe route to be another English route, but it was in fact German. and sort of kind of French. So maybe that means for 2023 we'll get an American route. Oh, and for some reason it comes with the European logo and asset pack, but I'm not sure why that would be. That it would. Although I can't think of any TS version that came with. I guess TS 2012 Deluxe came with Horseshoe Curve. Um, but outside of that, I don't remember any American route being an exclusive to TS Deluxe. We've had West Coast Mainline South, um, and Riviera in the 50s. I don't even know that there's been one that has come with a German exclusive. Hmm. Oh no, there's definitely a cycle in TSW. That's for sure. Speed limit is going up to 120 kph. Although now that Rush Hour has come out, I don't know. Unless not all the Rush Hour routes are coming out at the same time. That I don't know. I don't really follow TSW. I know London to Brighton just came out, which from what I've seen so far, it's quite good. But I don't know that Providence to Boston is out, or whatever the German one is. I can't remember. Mm. That was a good looking route. Although, people were making fun of it since it only came with one, uh, or it just came with the class 318, so Glasgow Central is just a sea of 318s. I think somebody made the joke that, like, yes, the class 318, the only train in Scotland. which is kind of a fair criticism. They could have at least put in some AI only um, Pendolinos for Glasgow Central. Was it the 314? I thought it was. Thought it was the 318. Verify this. Cathcart Circle line. Oh no, it is a 314. Huh. I don't know why I thought it was a 318, but speed limit is going up to 140. Fair enough. We're on quite a bit of a downhill stretch now, so I'd have to keep an eye on the speed. Speed limit is also dropping back down to 100 kph. Apparently, we're also coming up on Kreutzel Station. I assume the editor wanted to route the train a funky way, so I had to put the kibosh on that. Yeah, we're not going to quite make it down to the speed limit. And that's the second time I've been wrong about that today. I'm 1 for 3 on not making it down to the speed limit in time. Which I guess is good. So this is Kreutzel Station. Wow, that's intense. Yeah, no, platform sharing is funny to me because I mean, not in concept, like it makes perfect sense, but just because it's something you really couldn't do in Train Simulator because the dispatcher would freak out. But I was watching a cab ride video from Buxton to Manchester Piccadilly, and upon arrival at Piccadilly, on the next platform over, there was a it was either a 150 stroke one or a 319 parked in front of a cross country class 220, and I just thought that was so funny because like I never imagined because like playing SimSig, it's a concept I'm familiar with, but like I never imagined what that actually looked like. So seeing that was really funny to me. Whoops, really going over here, and the speed limit is dropping down to 100, so probably want to be a little bit more on the ball. Even more than that. There we go. I think I saw that on Twitter. That was a really cool video. But yeah, there was a ton of trains in that video. It's kind of crazy, really. I think like the closest equivalent to that in the U.S. is probably New York Penn. Um, because I'm pretty sure during the rush hour that station gets crazy like that. Between all the Amtrak, New Jersey Transit, and Long Island Railroad trains, I think it sees something like 1,000 trains a day. So I don't know why I'm braking. The speed limit's going up. Indeed, you can, and it's probably well, it's not. New York Penn isn't going to get crazier, but the Long Island Railroad is about to get crazier. Now that they're getting pretty close to wrapping up um the new route into Grand Central Terminal there. The line 2 somewhere just diverged off to the left there. Well, that's not all commuter because there's quite a few long distance Amtrak trains that terminate at New York Penn, but the vast majority of it is commuter. All right, put on the brakes for our stop at Sagan Hop Bonoff, platform 5. We're not doing too bad for time. Oh, squeezing one more in there. Oh, dang. A little bit of an overshoot there, but 42 AI in this one. Whew. That was actually really cool. The roundhouse here. Well, actually, there's not any overhead wires on the actual turntable, so I'm not totally sure how that actually is supposed to work. Good job. The next driver will take over from here. Scenario complete, and apparently Merry Christmas. I did not. Merry Christmas, everyone. Oh well, that's funny. All right, that is going to do it for this week. Trains are back again next week, and as a reminder, everything you see here can be found on Steam Workshop. Make sure you follow the Facebook page because sometimes I post there for things. And also make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I promise as soon as this is over, I'm going to start on the upload for Fridays in the Valley. The time has just kind of gotten away from me, so that is going to start right now, literally as soon as I'm done here. So all those links can be found on the homepage on Twitch. And thanks everyone so much for watching. It was good to be back with trains, and really good to be doing them on the new PC. So I hope everyone really enjoyed that, and I will see you all next time. Bye.